Welcome to Anmol Power BI Corner, your go-to solution for Power BI and Microsoft Fabric. Before starting the video, let me share about my new book, which is 300 Power BI interview questions. So the new series which we have started for the Power BI interview series is the part of this book only. We are discussing all these 300 questions one by one. So if you want to get this book into soft copy, then do click on the link below in the description and you can get it from there. And if you want it into hard copy, then you can message me on LinkedIn. And mark as date table tells Power BI to treat a particular table as the official date table for time intelligence function. So basically when we create DAX measures or sometimes some requirements we have, like we have to calculate year to date calculation or month to month, same period last year. So it must have a continuous date column with no nulls or duplicates value. Now just for an example, assume that we have a sales table or an order table. On one day we received order, next day maybe we didn't receive any order, then another day. So in this way the date column has some null value or duplicate values. On any particular day we have multiple orders. So for these scenarios we are required to have a particular date table which is consistent and which does not contain any null value or any duplicate value. So you can answer this question in such a way that I use mark as a date table to let Power BI recognize that my date table for proper time intelligence. It ensures that DAX functions like year to date and month to date work correctly. What is performance analyzer? So this is the advanced level question which often get asked into Power BI interviews, and we have worked with so many Power BI reports, we create the dashboards and all, but over the time when the data grows, the report performance get affected. Now let's say you created a sales report at the start of year which has very less data, but till the end of year you might have millions of rows in that particular table, so it will affect the performance of that particular report. Now how we will analyze that particular report performance? Then we have a performance analyzer available within Power BI. We have a particular pane for this, or you can say that performance analyzer is a tool in Power BI desktop which helps monitor and analyze how long each visual takes a load, including its DAX query time, visual rendering and other overheads. How you can answer this question? You can say performance analyze help me troubleshoot the slow reports. It shows me how long any particular visual and DAX queries take to render, so I can optimize the report performance based on that output. This is apply all slicer button in Power BI. We have already discussed earlier that what is slicer and how we can create it, what is the purpose for it. So basically apply all slicer is an optional button that delays applying slicer changes until the user click apply all. It will reduce unnecessary visual refreshes during selection. Now to understand this into a simple way, just assume that you have 5 slicer in your report. One is for year, one is for month, one is for category, one is for subcategory, and another one you can assume something. So let's say you have huge data, you have rows in millions. Now you select something in year slicer, all the visual will get refreshed. Based on that, you have to wait till apply the next month slicer. Then you will apply the month slicer, again all visual will refresh and it will take more time. Then you will select category, then subcategory. So this will take for user, it is time consuming. So what we do using apply all slicer button is we can provide this functionality in report. We can apply all the slicer at once, and at the last, let's say you select some year, then month, subcategory, category, and at the end you will click on the apply all slicer button and all these slicer will get applied at once. So you can answer this question in such a way that I use the apply all slicer button to prevent visual for refreshing multiple times while making slicer changes. It improves the performance in large reports. We can select the values into multiple slicer and then simply click on the apply all slicer button to filter the report based on that slicer selection. Now coming to the external tools, so there are so many tools available. You can say there is one DAX Studio which is used for DAX performance tuning, but now we have DAX query editor available within the Power BI report itself. Another one is tabular editor for managing measures, relationship and calculation group. Again, we have all these features available within the semantic model recent updates. Next one is ALM toolkit for dataset comparison and deployment. Next is Power BI helper for documentation and dependency tracking. We also have a tool called measure killer. So whatever tool you have used, you can share that. And how you can answer this question? You can say, yes, I use tools like Dex Studio, Tabular Editor, and ALM Toolkit to enhance the productivity, optimize the data model, and manage the enterprise level dataset in Power BI reports. What is drill down in Power BI? So drill down allow users to explore hierarchical data in visuals like year, quarter, month, day by clicking on the elements. So basically you have created some line chart visual in your report which shows the data over various years. Let's say you are comparing the data for 5 years. Now you want to go into details and you want to see the data for quarter wise for all those years. Then you don't need to create any separate visual for that. You can provide the functionality of drill down in that particular visual itself. Same way you can do it for month and day. So this is the level of hierarchy we use. This is not only for time intelligence, there are also hierarchy based on category, subcategory. So these kind of examples you can provide while answering this question. How you can answer this question? You can say drill down lets user explore the data layers in visual. For example, clicking on a year to go button to quarter and month, and we can even drill down this to the day level. So this is a helpful feature to improve the report usability and provide the better experience for end user. Now, what is drill through? Then drill through enables navigating from a summary page to a detailed page by passing selected data as a filter. And how you can use that? So let's say you have created a report which contain an overview page which show the data by sum of total sales by categories. Now on the summary page you don't need much detail, but you want to provide a functionality for a detailed page in which you want to say like in which month the sales is high for that particular category, what are the subcategories for that category which are performing well. So all these things you can provide on a separate page. Now how you can do this? So you can provide the functionality of drill through on that summary page on that visual. So whatever category that end user will select and right click on that and then drill through, then that particular category detailed data we will see on the another page. So how you can answer this question? So you can say drill through is used to pass context from one page to another. For example, clicking on a region to open a detailed sales page for that region, or you can provide example of category and subcategory, all these things. Now coming to hierarchy, as we previously discussed about the drill down feature, so in that we already discussed it, but let me share it in detail. So a hierarchy is a structured grouping of fields often used for drill down, as I said, and example of it is year, quarter, month, day. So this is a particular hierarchy. Year is at top level, then we can drill down to the next level which is quarter wise, then we will drill down to the next level which is month wise, and then week wise or day wise, whatever is required as per your report. How you can answer this question? You can say a hierarchy is a grouping of related fields like a time hierarchy or product category hierarchy to enable the drill down functionality. Coming to spotlight and focus mode. So spotlight dims all the visual except the selected one. So as you know, we have so many visuals on a particular report page. It can be either a card visual, KPI visual, line chart, bar chart, pie chart. So if you want to highlight any particular visual, that spotlight feature is used for that. And next one is focus mode. So it expands the visual to fill the page for deeper analysis. So same way as I said, there are so many type of visual. We also have table visual which show all the details. So sometimes these details are necessary. So we want to focus on that particular detail. So we can click on the focus mode, and on the complete report page the table visual will get it expand. Same thing we can do for other visual also. So how you can answer this question? You can say spotlight helps highlight a visual by dimming other visual, while focus mode lets me zoom into one visual for better readability. So coming to layer order and tab order. So layer order controls the stacking front or back of visual, and while tab order defines the sequence in which visual are selected via keyboard or tabbing. So as we know, in our Power BI reports, we create various kind of visuals, and sometimes we also create text box, some kind of shapes we include and buttons. So we want to push them backward or we want to pull them in front. So how we can do that? We can do this with the help of layered order. And same way, if someone is using your report with the help of keyboard, so what are the visuals in which tab order you want? So that thing you can do with the help of tab order. How you can answer this question? You can say layer order help me manage which visual appears on top, and tab order is useful for accessibility, especially in mobile or embedded report. Now coming to this, we can use the edit interaction feature, which will help us to select the slicer. Then we can go to format tab, we can click on the edit interaction, and we can choose which visual to filter or ignore. So how you can answer this question? You can say that I use the edit interaction feature to control how a slicer impact visual. It is useful when I want certain visual to stay unchanged. You can also provide an example, just like you can say that we have a visual in our Power BI report which shows the sales over the year. But we have a year slicer also, and we don't want to affect that particular year slicer to filter that visual. We want to consistently see the sales of all the years throughout the report. So for that purpose, we use the edit interaction feature to stop that particular slicer to filter that visual. So coming to the question, in Power BI desktop, we can go to view. We have report view page available. So you have to go to the report view. On the bottom left, you will find an icon of mobile. So you can click on that, and then you can drag visuals into a phone friendly canvas as per the requirement. And we also have now in the recent update feature to auto create the mobile layout. So based on your theme or your visual, it will provide you a default template, and then you can adjust it. So how you can answer this question? You can say I use the mobile layout view in Power BI desktop to rearrange the visual for better viewing on mobile device. And in the recent update, we also have the functionality to auto create mobile layout based on the report theme. So coming to few points which make your report and visuals to be more informative and user friendly, you can use tooltips, provide a title for that particular visual and add the data labels. You can also apply consistent color scheme throughout your report. You can use conditional formatting to highlight particular growth or decrease, and you can also use group related visual and maintain the alignment for that. How you can answer this question? You can say I format the visual using tooltips, data label and consistent design. It helps user to interpret insight more easily. So there are few points which you can say for that particular question. You can say that we check regular update Power BI update block. We can use preview feature in options and settings. We follow creators and MVPs on LinkedIn and YouTube, and we experiment in Power BI Insider Bits. So how you can answer this question? You can say that I stay updated by the Power BI blogs. Microsoft release a monthly update blog. Each month we get update blog from Microsoft, so we check that. We also stay connected with Microsoft most valuable professionals on LinkedIn. They share about the frequent updates. I also explore the preview feature option into Power BI desktop to stay updated with the recent technology. You add images and videos in Power BI reports and dashboard. So the answer is yes, you can use the images visual for picture. So whenever we create the reports through Power BI desktop, we can simply add the images. But in terms of videos, we can add that in dashboards. So there is a difference between report and dashboard. So yeah, the video you can add in the form of web URL visual or HTML custom visual for embedding the videos. So how you can answer this video? You can say yes, I can add images using the image visual and embed visual using HTML viewer or by linking to the YouTube using a web URL visual. What are visual interaction and how do they improve the usability? So visual interaction determines how selecting a value in one visual affect others. You can choose filter, highlight or ignore. So basically these are the three options which are available when it comes to visual interaction, or you can say the edit interaction. So first option is filter. You can apply to this like how which visual you want to filter with other visual. You can select the highlight or ignore option. How you can answer this question? You can say visual interaction help make the report dynamic. Like when clicking on a bar chart segment filters the rest of the visual automatically. So just assume you have a visual in which you have filter bar chart, you have line chart, you have pie chart. For any particular scenario, you don't want that the pie chart will get filtered when you click on the bar chart visual. So in that scenario, you can turn off the filter or turn on the ignore option. So in this way, you can play with these options. This field parameter in Power BI. Basically, a field parameter allow user to switch between different fields, either it's a column or a measure, dynamically in visuals using a slicer. It enhances the interactivity and self-service analytics without needing bookmarks or text toggles. You can create it via modeling, new parameter, going to the modeling tab, then click on the new parameters and select the field parameters. How you can answer this question? You can say, A field parameter allows user to switch between different columns or measures in a visual using a slicer. It's a great way to make reports more interactive without the complex DAX. What is numeric range parameter? So basically a numeric range parameter enable a user to input or select a numeric value and use it in the DAX calculation of visual filters. How you can create it? You can click on the modeling tab, then click on the new parameters and select the numeric range parameter. And how you can answer this question in the interview? You can say a numeric range parameter let users input or select a number dynamically, like setting a sales target or filter limit, and I can use that value in the text measures or the visual. So this is all about this video. If you liked the content, then do like the video, subscribe the channel and share your feedback into comment. Thank you for watching. If you find this helpful, then like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video. If you find this helpful, then like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video.